Welcome back to this month's edition of Spotlight in Edmonds Real Estate. My name is Wayne Purser. I'm a local realtor with Coldwell Banker Bain Real Estate Services, downtown Edmonds. This month, my special guest is Cari Barron from Contractor Hotline. And then we'll have our current real estate weather report, and we'll wrap up with a question from the person on the street. So right now, I'd like to introduce a good friend of mine, Cari Barron from Contractor Hotline. Welcome.
Hi, Wayne. Thank you for having me.
Great. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, so my business, Contractor Hotline, is a referral service for homeowners. Essentially, I connect homeowners with pre-screened home improvement professionals. I've been doing this for about 8 years now, and I got the idea for the business when I purchased my own home and had difficulties finding contractors that I could get to come out and follow through and give me bids. And so the idea was planted then, and then a few years later, I decided to just start the business and been doing it ever since.
Right. I remember when you came, I believe, at the Chamber of Commerce many years ago.
Right.
I've referred my clients to you, buyers and sellers. Have been very, very happy. So as someone getting a home prepared to list and put it on the market for sale, what's some of the things that people ask you to do?
Yeah, so typically, I think for a seller, they're initially wanting to make sure that the home has good curb appeal. So we'll start from the outside, and whether if they need a yard cleanup, cleaning out the beds, putting new bark down, doing some pressure washing, just a good cleaning, and making sure that the home is just presented well from the exterior and invites you in. And then once inside, we can go through and just kind of go through a checklist, make sure that windows aren't sticking, doors aren't sticking, the home is clean. We can assist with cleaning carpets, painting, and just overall making sure the home is sound and that we aren't going to have any surprises for a new buyer. We can look through through the basement areas and make sure we don't have any leaking in the crawl space or the basements. The plumbing and electrical, those kinds of things are up to code and in good shape.
Right. Yeah, as for myself, I recommend quite often to sellers when they're getting ready to put their house on the market, do a pre-inspection.
Sure.
Buyers today want a turnkey home that's ready to go,
Exactly.
move-in ready. And so with your services there, be able to help with that.
You betcha.
Buyers buy a house who's never used a screwdriver or a hammer. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
we need help. How do you help them?
Right, it can be very overwhelming. So again, we have a variety of just about every type of home repair, maintenance, or remodeling contractor. So whatever they need. Oftentimes a new buyer will want to make the home their own before they really move in and get settled. And some of the more messy jobs like getting the wood floors refinished or putting new carpet in or painting, those are typical things that we'll do right from the start before they move their furniture in and really get settled. And from there, anything they may need. Once they start making it their own, it might be updating a kitchen or bathrooms or finishing a basement or an attic space for added living space. So we can help with all that.
Right, so you can help with everything. As a seller, getting ready to go, what's the number one or two items that they normally do?
Yeah, I'd say definitely sprucing up that home, the cleaning and making sure that it just is very appealing and decluttered so that someone can visualize their own things in that space. And then again, getting that inspection and making sure that there's no hidden surprises.
Right, and as they talk about, curb appeal is very, very important.
Exactly.
Oh, great. I'd like to thank my special guest, Cari Barron from Contractor Hotline. That wraps up this portion. Now we're going to move on to Spotlight Edmonds Real Estate Weather Report. Welcome back to this part of Spotlight Edmonds Real Estate TV show. We're going to talk about the current weather report here. In the Edmonds area, the 020, we have 21 sales for the month of November, 35 current listings, 48 pending sales with a weather report of 83 degrees. So about 45 days on the market is what we have. Interest rates, they're going up a little bit, as we've heard last month in December with the Feds raising just a little bit, but nothing to stop the demand and supply of real estate. As we move on to the 026 in Edmonds area, we had 40 sales, 76 current listings with 98 pending sales, with a weather report of about 81 degrees. So just almost we're at 7 weeks there for homes on the market. Now in South Snohomish County, which is Linwood, Mount Lake Terrace, Briar, Mill Creek, and Mukilteo, we had 180 sales, 257 current listings with 303 pending sales, and a weather gauge of 86 degrees. As I've mentioned in the past, we're going to have more demand in that area because people are starting to look further north for homes because of price points, and people are starting to realize that they can sell their home in South Snohomish County. As we move into Shoreline, whole different market. We get down south of the county line, 48 sales for the month of November, 20 current listings, and 41 pendings for a weather temperature of 100 degrees plus. It's just sizzling there. As soon as the home's put on the market, it's gone within a few days. As a little bit, as I have in my 2015 review, I want to talk a little bit about what's gone on in 2015. Seattle's become a world-class city. That's because we are a port city, and it's the number 6 world-class city in the United States. Seattle real estate will be catching up to where San Francisco is today 3 years from now. San Francisco is always leading what Seattle will do, so our prices and the demand and supply will keep track of what San Francisco has done in 2015. Prices up, up, up for the next 3 years. One thing a lot of people don't know is that we've had 133,000 more license plates being turned in from other states to turn into Washington state licenses. So that means people are coming here. It's growing all over the place, not just the 3 counties, but across the state. Building permits are up, 7,500 units for the 3 counties, which is up the largest it's been in almost a decade. And the big thing that I realized again this year was Delta Airlines. People don't know this, but they're going to be relocating their international hub from Salt Lake City to the SeaTac Airport during the next 8 years, which means the South Satellite, if you ever traveled there, international travel, it will double within 8 years. So we'll be a major hub of what's happening here, which will be pushing prices up. That wraps up the real estate weather report. Now we'll move on to the next segment, which is a question from the person on the street.
Wayne, I see all this construction going on. What's happening?
Great question. In Edmonds, you're starting to see more new construction, and with the new construction, you're going to see less pressure on inventory because it's going to raise the inventory, which will help out sellers from dealing with multiple offers, which creates a lot of stress, and also with the inventory will keep prices down or keep them more stable for the buyer. So look around town, you're going to see change in Edmonds, and for that, any city in Snohomish County. Growth is upon us, and new construction is a way for that to happen. That wraps up the question from the person on the street, and I want to thank you again for tuning in to this month's edition of Spotlight in Edmonds Real Estate. See you next month.